Have you ever felt that as you get older, especially after turning 65, sharing everything with your family doesn't always lead to the peace or closeness you hoped for? It's a natural instinct. We want to be open with our loved ones, to feel connected, understood, and supported. We believe that honesty and transparency are signs of trust and love. But with time and experience comes a different kind of wisdom, the understanding that not everything needs to be said out loud. In fact, sometimes keeping certain matters to yourself isn't about hiding anything. It's about protecting your peace, maintaining your independence, and respecting the delicate balance of family dynamics. As we step into our later years, we often feel a stronger urge to reflect, to share what we've learned, and to involve our family in more aspects of our lives, from our health to our finances, from regrets of the past to hopes for the future. But while some sharing is necessary and valuable, oversharing can lead to unintended consequences. A small comment about a health issue might suddenly turn into a wave of concern or unsolicited advice. A simple mention of money matters might spark judgment, pressure, or even tension. And expressing personal regrets could be misunderstood, leaving loved ones feeling hurt or responsible. This stage of life brings with it the gift of clarity about what really matters and what truly brings peace. Sometimes, preserving that peace means knowing when to stay silent, not out of fear or distance, but out of deep awareness and emotional maturity. In this video, we'll explore 5 important things older adults may want to consider keeping private, not to push family away, but to nurture healthy relationships, avoid unnecessary stress, and safeguard personal dignity. These aren't secrets. They are thoughtful boundaries that allow you to live with more calm, more confidence, and more control over your own life. So if you've ever felt torn between wanting to share and needing space, this reflection may offer the reassurance you've been looking for. Let's take a closer look at the 5 things worth keeping to yourself, and why choosing quiet wisdom over full disclosure might be one of the most empowering decisions you can make after 65. One of the most delicate and personal topics that emerges more frequently as we age is the subject of personal finances. After the age of 65, many people feel a desire to be open with their families about their financial status, believing that transparency will prevent confusion or future disputes. While this intention often comes from a place of care and connection, the reality is that oversharing financial details can sometimes do more harm than good. Sharing every aspect of your financial life, from your savings and investments to your spending habits or estate plans, can lead to a loss of autonomy, increased stress, and even unwanted interference. Family members, even those with the best intentions, may start offering advice or voicing opinions that feel more like pressure than support. Suddenly, decisions that used to be yours alone, how you spend your money, where you choose to live, or what you choose to give, become open to scrutiny. This dynamic can be particularly challenging when different generations view money differently. Your adult children, for example, might encourage downsizing, shifting investments, or making early gifts to grandchildren, all based on their own financial perspectives. While they may mean well, these suggestions can sometimes come across as intrusive, or worse, controlling. In some unfortunate situations, relatives who previously showed little interest in your life might become unusually attentive once they realize you've accumulated assets. You may start to feel as if your financial decisions are being monitored or judged, leading to discomfort and tension. And once personal financial information is shared, it's impossible to take it back. It becomes part of how others see and interact with you. Maintaining a certain level of privacy around your finances is not about secrecy. It's about wisdom and protecting your peace of mind. It allows you to preserve independence and make decisions based on your own needs and values, not the expectations or assumptions of others. Of course, it is wise to have clear legal documentation, such as a will, trust, or power of attorney, and to ensure that someone trustworthy knows the essentials in case of emergency. But that doesn't mean every detail needs to be broadcasted. You don't have to disclose exact figures, spending habits, or every change in your financial portfolio. By keeping select matters private, you gain the freedom to live and spend in a way that honors your life and choices, without the burden of constant explanation or justification. Ultimately, your finances are a reflection of your life's work, discipline, and decisions. They're yours to manage, and you have earned the right to decide what you share and what you keep private. After 65, choosing to protect your financial independence can be one of the most empowering ways to protect your peace, your relationships, and your dignity. 2 minor health conditions. As we grow older, it's only natural to experience more frequent health issues, aches, fatigue, minor pains, and various discomforts that come with the passing years. After the age of 65, we may feel the urge to share these health concerns with family members, especially those who care deeply about us. It often comes from a place of trust, a desire to be understood, or simply wanting to keep our loved ones informed. But not every twinge or tired day needs to become a topic of discussion. In fact, constantly bringing up small or non-urgent health matters can sometimes lead to unnecessary worry, stress, and even misperceptions that end up doing more harm than good. Loved ones, especially younger family members, tend to react strongly to any mention of illness, no matter how minor. A simple remark like, "My back's been stiff lately," might spiral into unsolicited advice, persistent questions, or even overreactions, such as scheduling doctor appointments, suggesting drastic lifestyle changes, or pushing new supplements and remedies. While their intentions may be rooted in love, the result can feel overwhelming or patronizing. Over time, these responses may erode your sense of autonomy as others begin to assume they need to take charge of your well-being, even if you've been managing your own health responsibly for decades. Moreover, there's a psychological aspect to this dynamic. When we frequently discuss every minor symptom, we risk shaping how others perceive us. Instead of being seen as capable and independent, we may start to be viewed as frail or declining, even if that's far from the truth. Once this image takes hold, it can affect everything from being included in family activities to having decisions made on our behalf without consent. Something as harmless as a mention of sore knees could suddenly become a reason why others question your ability to travel, live independently, or engage in everyday routines. This doesn't mean you should hide important health issues. On the contrary, significant symptoms that affect your daily life or require support should absolutely be communicated. But for the small, passing concerns, the everyday aches that come and go, it's perfectly reasonable to keep them to yourself. Doing so allows you to maintain your sense of control and independence while sparing your family the stress of reacting to every detail. Silence in these cases is not secrecy. It is a thoughtful choice to protect your peace and your dignity. Ultimately, your health is your own journey, and how you choose to talk about it, or not, is part of maintaining your personal boundaries. After 65, practicing discretion with minor health issues isn't a sign of stubbornness or pride, but a reflection of wisdom earned through experience. It shows that you understand when to speak, when to act, and when, sometimes, it's best just to rest, recover, and carry on quietly and confidently. 3. As we age, we often find ourselves more observant of the dynamics that play out within our families. Having lived through decades of experiences, we can clearly see patterns that younger family members may not yet recognize: recurring conflicts, old wounds, personality clashes, and long-standing misunderstandings. When these situations arise, especially after the age of 65, it can be tempting to share our honest thoughts about who's right, who's wrong, or how we think the problem should be solved. After all, we've seen a lot, and it feels like our wisdom could be helpful. However, offering unsolicited opinions on family conflicts can backfire, creating more tension and even damaging relationships that we deeply value. Family disputes often come with emotional baggage. Whether it's siblings arguing over an inheritance, adult children holding on to old grudges, or younger generations clashing over parenting styles or life choices, these issues can stir strong feelings. When we voice our opinions, no matter how well-intentioned, we may unintentionally take sides. Even something as simple as agreeing with one person's frustration can be interpreted as choosing a camp. And when the conflict eventually fades, as many do, those we sided against may remember our words longer than the argument itself. That lingering resentment can create emotional distance that's hard to repair. This is particularly true when our opinions involve in-laws or younger family members. A comment about a daughter-in-law's behavior, a grandchild's choices, or a son's parenting style might be meant as gentle guidance but could be received as criticism. Once spoken, these words often stick. Loved ones may feel judged or rejected, even if our intentions were rooted in concern. Over time, they may begin to pull away, avoiding honest conversations or visits simply because they fear further judgment. That's why practicing discretion is a powerful form of wisdom. You don't need to suppress your thoughts or pretend problems don't exist. But learning when to remain neutral or respond with empathy instead of analysis can preserve peace. Phrases like, "I trust you'll work it out," or "I'm here if you ever want to talk," allow you to stay supportive without getting entangled in conflicts that aren't yours to solve. Ultimately, keeping your true thoughts to yourself during family disagreements is not a sign of indifference. It's a sign of maturity and deep care. You've learned that not every fire needs more fuel, and sometimes silence is the best way to keep your home and your heart peaceful. At this stage of life, preserving harmony often matters more than proving a point. In doing so, you protect your relationships, your reputation, and the loving role you've earned in your family through years of understanding and grace. For as we grow older, reflection becomes a natural part of our lives. We look back on decades filled with choices, milestones, and turning points. Some of these memories bring joy, pride, and fulfillment, while others might carry a tinge of regret, decisions we wish we'd made differently, opportunities we didn't take, or moments we now feel could have been handled better. It's only human to feel this way. But after the age of 65, openly sharing these regrets, especially with family, can sometimes do more harm than good. While it may feel like honest self-reflection, others may interpret these admissions in ways we never intended, leading to unnecessary guilt, sadness, or even strained relationships. For example, a comment as simple as, "I wish I had spent more time with my children instead of working so much," might be said with sincerity, but your children could take it as an admission that they were somehow neglected or not prioritized. Similarly, expressing regret about not moving to a different place or pursuing a different passion may be misheard as dissatisfaction with the life you shared with your loved ones. Even mentioning a past romance or friendship that faded might cause your spouse or family to feel compared, unappreciated, or less important. What we intend as a harmless sharing of life lessons can be internalized by family as judgments or indirect criticisms. This is particularly true for adult children, who often carry emotional ties to how they were raised. A passing remark about parenting decisions, financial choices, or even your own personal regrets can make them feel like they failed to live up to your hopes, even when that's not at all what you meant. The weight of those words can linger in their hearts far longer than we realize. That's why, at this stage of life, it's often wiser to keep certain reflections private. There is value in processing regret internally, learning from it, growing from it, and perhaps even finding peace with it. Writing in a journal, speaking with a trusted friend, or simply meditating on these thoughts can be powerful tools for healing. But sharing them with family, especially if they are still emotionally invested in those parts of your story, may unintentionally create burdens they don't need to carry. None of this means you have to pretend that everything in your life was perfect. But choosing what to share and what to keep close to your heart is a form of wisdom. It allows you to preserve the loving, supportive role you hold within your family. The past cannot be changed, but the way you carry it into the present can deeply affect how your family sees you and how they see themselves. Peace often comes not from changing history, but from understanding it and letting it rest gently where it belongs, in the past. 5. As we age, conversations about money often become more frequent, especially with our family. While it's understandable to want to be transparent with our loved ones, especially when planning for the future, sharing too many financial details can sometimes do more harm than good. After the age of 65, you may feel the urge to explain how much you've saved, what your investments look like, or how you plan to distribute your estate. While these discussions may come from a place of honesty or preparation, disclosing every detail of your finances can shift the way people view you, and not always for the better. When family members know you have a comfortable financial cushion, it can lead to changed expectations. Some may begin to feel entitled to your resources, either subtly or directly. They may start hinting at gifts, support, or future inheritances, which puts an unnecessary emotional burden on your relationship. In some cases, people who previously kept their distance may suddenly show interest, perhaps not in you, but in what you have. On the flip side, if you reveal that you're facing financial struggles, loved ones may become overly concerned, question your decisions, or even attempt to intervene in ways that feel controlling rather than supportive. The issue is not simply about money, it's about independence. When others become too familiar with your financial picture, they might begin offering advice you didn't ask for or making suggestions about how you should live, spend, or invest. You may hear comments like, "Are you sure you should be spending that?" Or, "Wouldn't it be smarter to gift this now?" Even if well-intentioned, such remarks can create pressure or make you feel judged, as though you're no longer capable of managing your own affairs. That's why it's important to set healthy boundaries. Having a clear estate plan, a trusted financial advisor, or a designated executor for your affairs is wise. It ensures your wishes are respected when the time comes. But beyond that, you don't need to explain every line item in your bank account or justify your financial decisions to anyone. Your savings, your spending habits, and your financial freedom are yours to manage, sharing selectively helps protect that autonomy. By keeping some financial matters private, you give yourself space to enjoy your retirement with peace of mind. You avoid unnecessary family tensions, protect your personal dignity, and maintain control over your life. Financial transparency should be purposeful, not pressured. In the end, your relationship with your loved ones should be built on love, respect, and trust, not on dollar signs or expectations. Sharing only what is needed and nothing more can be one of the most powerful ways to protect both your wealth and your well-being. One of the important messages from the passage is, not everything needs to be shared, and sometimes keeping some things to yourself is an act of wisdom, not a secret. As we enter old age, many people tend to want to open up to their children and grandchildren, sharing everything from health, finances to emotions, the past. However, this can sometimes create tension, misunderstandings, or make relationships more sensitive. Withholding some information, such as minor health issues, specific financial details, or personal regrets, can help older adults maintain peace of mind, maintain independence, and limit unnecessary interference from loved ones. Applied to life, older adults can learn to be selective about the information they share, focusing on what is truly necessary to support each other, instead of sharing everything just because they feel the need to say it. Sometimes, being quiet and thinking carefully before sharing is the most subtle way to show maturity, experience, and preserve family affection. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.